Bum 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 bum. Bow! Yeah, people, we are live. Yes, we are flying away with our show. And as you know, if you read the headline of the show, what we want to find out is about age of consent for gay or lesbian or bisexual sex and things like that. Well, as you know, or as you might know, I have not been preparing this specific show in terms of sort of being in touch with that subject very much. Because it's how should I put it? It's not my cup of tea. Let's put it that way. And also, you have to remember that in this particular case, this is not about me. In this particular case, I'm gonna be speaking about how it works in Sweden and also in Scandinavia. So if I have some opinions in this case, they might not be reflected because, like I said, in this case, what I'm trying to explain is how it is working in Sweden, how it is working in Scandinavia. This show is not about what I think, okay? I just wanted to make it abundantly clear. Now, let's see. What can we do to type this? So, allow me to share the screen with you. Okay, and what would I like to write in our window? Oh, well, let's write age of consent in Europe for uh, lesbian sex. For example. Oh, yes, and what can we see? Da da da, can we see? Bee. There is a song which goes something like it. I think it's an anthem in America. Oh, yes. Well, now, what do we see? I hope you are seeing this table. And what does this explain to us? And so, um, in order to have sex in Sweden, the age for straight people is 15, and the age for homosexual sex, and I would presume same thing goes for um, bisexual sex and all other types of sex, lesbian sex, the age is 15. So regardless if it's a man or a woman or whoever that might be, some sort of transgender person, that is 15. But there is a certain something, and here it says that if you are between 15 and 18, then there is a certain criteria that the relationship is limited. So whether you can have sex or not is limited by your relationship. Younger partner is deemed to be able to consent to having sex with an older one as long as the latter is not in a position of trust or authority or is not recognized to be abusing the inexperience of the younger one. So, if you are an older person, regardless if you are um, male on female or female on female or male on male or something else, you should not be in a position of trust or authority towards a younger person. So, as far as I understand this line, basically, you shouldn't be like a police or a teacher or something like this. If you are in a relationship with somebody who is under 18 but over 15, then you should not be in position of trust or authority. And there shouldn't be some sort of suspicions that you're somehow using inexperience of a younger person. So basically, if a person is between the age of 15 and 18, then you should clear the hurdle for not being like a policeman or teacher or some other person of authority. And then there is some sort of question of judgment. And that is if you're somehow using inexperience of that person. I don't exactly even know what that means and how it applies. And if anybody is familiar with that, please let me know. I just don't know. But one thing that we can conclude, it is that the age for bisexual, homosexual, any type of other sex is just exactly the same. It is 15 in Sweden. It does not differ at all. Now, I see that there is somebody watching me. Oh, yes. Hello there, Nate Dog. Nice to see you. Hello. How are you doing today? How are you doing? Let's see. Nate Dog, Nate Dog, Nate Dog. Hi, Nate Dog. Yes. Hi, Nate Dog. Uh-huh. And then there is Wyatt Fuston. Hello there, Wyatt Fuston. Did you yes, Wyatt Fuston. Hello, Wyatt Fuston. Hello. Yes. And now, oh, your first time here? I was pretty sure you were telling me yesterday that you are a brother of Spooky Bee or something like this, weren't you? I was kind of remembering this. That's a little bit peculiar that you would say that you're here first time, but okay, fine. In any case, what's the title about? Sounds interesting. Well, I'm reading up on the laws of Sweden, and we will also. So the question was, what is the title about? And the title is about the laws in Sweden. So far, we have covered extensively the fact that if a person is 15, then the older person should clear two hurdles. So the older person should not be in position of authority. And the second hurdle that we saw here, it was that the older person should not be in a position of trust or authority, and he or she should not be abusing the inexperience of the younger person. So if you are let's say an older person and you want to start a relationship with somebody who's between 15 and 18, you should not be somebody like a police or teacher towards that person who is between 15 and 18. And the second one, it was that you should not be abusing inexperience. I don't know even what it means. I really don't know. But anyway, so let's see a few more things that we have had. How is it in other countries in Europe? How is it in other countries in Europe? Let's see. First of all, we have Italy. What? And there it is something. What? What is this? I'm seeing Italy, and it says in here in Wikipedia, limited by age. Younger partner is deemed able to consent to having sex with an older one as long as their age difference doesn't exceed a specific amount. So, like, I don't know, probably you should be about the same age in Italy, but you can consent when you are 13 to a usual, like a heterosexual sex. So in Italy, there is clearly a difference between yes, no, there is no difference in case you are 13, then there is an age limit. So basically you should be about the same age. If both people are about the same age, around 13, then they're allowed to engage in sexual activity. But from the age of 14, so if it was 15 in Sweden, in Italy, it looks here that it is 14. So in Italy, if you are not in a position of trust or authority, and if you are not abusing the inexperience of a younger person, then according to this table, according to those statistics, you would be allowed to engage in a relationship with somebody who is 14. And then from 18, there are no such restrictions. Now, let's see. What is this? So, there is one country where we have a little bit of divergence. As far as I can see, here it says Poland 15. So in Poland, from the age of 15, you are allowed to have a sexual relationship regardless if there is some question of trust or authority or experience or inexperience. That was interesting. In that way, Poland seems to be quite unique. Also, in Ireland, there is a younger age there. There is 17. So, yeah. But coming back to the countries which we had at question, namely, we had the question about our neighboring countries, about Denmark. So Denmark is the same as Sweden. It is 15. And without looking, I would guess that both Finland and Norway are 16. And yes, here we see. In Finland, if you pass 2 hurdles, you're not abusing the inexperience of a younger person, and you're not in a position of authority towards this person, then it's 16. And let's find out, where is Norway? Norway, also 16. So Sweden and Denmark 15, Norway 16, and also a country that is not far away from us, namely Poland. In Poland, from the age of 15, and there is not even question of whether there is some sort of authority or not authority or things like that. But another interesting thing, our neighbor called Germany. In Germany, you are allowed to be engaged in sexual relationship from the age of 14. And again, 2 hurdles: you shouldn't be abusing inexperience of the person, and you shouldn't be in a position of authority. So what can I say, ladies and gentlemen? 15 seems to be the main age for Denmark, Sweden, and Poland. And for other countries than Poland, there are hurdles. For the age younger than 18 in Poland, no hurdles. Then Germany and Italy, it's 14 with hurdles, and Sweden and Denmark is 15 with hurdles, and Norway and Denmark is 16 also with hurdles. From 18, except Poland and except Ireland, you sort of woohoo are free to do your thing as you wish, regardless if it's person of authority or no authority or whatever that might be. So that's what it seems to be. And now we are getting some other people in here. And there is Nate Dog, and he is saying greetings to a fellow person. Yes, nice to see you. So we have this European look on things, and basically except for some very, very strange, exceptionally young Italian rule where there is somebody who is 13. That was the only case I could find where gay or lesbian or bisexual people or whatever, when there was an exception. The only exception is Italy. And in Italy, when you have your partner the same age, then you can both be 13 and engaged in straight sex, but not in other types of sex. But from 14 and upwards, it's the same. It was only one exception, and that was Italy. And they were exceptionally young in Italy in this matter. Otherwise, the ages in Europe seems to be 14, 15, 16. And Poland also, aside from having a limit of 15, it is a very, very widely, there is no limitations on whether it's person of authority or not person of authority. So, all in all, what I'm trying to say is that from what I see, Europe seems to be extremely liberal, and it doesn't apply only to Scandinavia, but also to our neighbors, to countries around us. Is there any particular country that you would want me to check? And if there is any kind of specifics, would you like to know something about like straight people, um, sort of guy and sort of lady sort of situation, or is there some sort of lady on lady type of thing that you would want me to find out, or whatever it is? Let me know in the comments. Oh yes, now I quickly remember that perhaps many of you might be interested about Ireland and UK. Since you're listening to this in English, there are bound to be some English speaking people from Great Britain or surrounding countries who are interested in Great Britain. Now, let's see. Let me push the share the screen button. Share the screen. Yes. And there we go. There we have United Kingdom. So if you're not in a position of authority, then it is 16. And otherwise, it's 18. And what about Ireland? When it comes to Ireland, there is no exception. Everything is very simple. 17. The golden rule is 17. Oh, actually, I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. You might correct me, but the way I remember it, there was also one exception even in United Kingdom. I think that Scotland, as strange as it may sound, Scotland had some rules of their own, and I think that in Scotland, for some reason, it was 16. So Ireland 17, with some hurdles. Rest of Great Britain is, let's see, rest of Great Britain, United Kingdom. Rest of United Kingdom is 16. Okay. So, and I think Scotland also had some more lenient, so it was more like linear. There was some lenience towards the people who are 16. Anyway, as I was about to say, those two things were the key today. So whether being lesbian or gay is okay from a law point of view, and be engaging in those types of activities, and how is it comparing between the countries of Europe. So now you know. And I find it rather fascinating, of course, that we seem to have, like in many ways, we have relatively same culture as America. I mean, you know, we all speak English more or less in Sweden, and in Europe, like most of people do speak English. But no, no. On this thing, we seem to have quite different rules, quite different understandings, and things like that. Well, anyway, thank you so much for visiting me today. And if there is any other show that if there is any other questions that you would want to know and want me to talk about on my show, you are welcome to write down your questions down there. But for now, I wish you a very happy life and sex life, of course, as long as it is legal and consensual. All right, lots of hugs to all of you. Bye. Bye, people.